Hello, everyone. Very happy to be with you. My name is Jerôme Paillard, and I am the director, the executive director of the Marché du Film in Cannes for the Festival de Cannes. And I'm also, since 11 years, and I'm very proud of that, the co-director of Ventana Sur here in Buenos Aires. Of course, it's a very difficult situation we have to face, all of us. And we always try to be positive and to see if there is something good in that difficult time. First, I think I have to say that it's mostly an accelerator for a part of the impact it has. I mean that, for instance, the fact for people not to traveling so much is something which was already in the trend. And we felt since 3-4 years, but maybe it was accelerating 2 years ago, that people was really now considering if they have to cover the world or cross the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean just for 4-5 days somewhere. And in Cannes, we felt that. We started actually to do ourselves our transformation to try to be more green. And that's a real concern. So, of course, this situation and this crisis have totally accelerated that. And I have to say, this year we have been very, very green. We spend a little bit of energy, but not too much. Now, joke apart, I think something else which was quite positive in that experience this year of getting the Marché du Film totally online was the possibility for some people who never been able to attend Cannes to participate to the experience and to get a sense of that experience. It has been, of course, much easier because even if the festival at least has been cancelled, Thierry Frémaux did a selection, 50 films who get the official selection stamp. And those films were part of the Marché du Film this year. And being part of the Marché du Film, they also create that kind of excitement people was able to feel during those 5 days of the Marché. So yeah, I would say that the two elements I can see really positive. For the rest, I hope we will be able to meet soon. I'm not sure we can say it was much more intimate. Usually we have about 12,000 participants, and this year in the online experience we had 10,000, so it was still very big. And also, and it was a little bit of surprise, the number of people participating in the networking events or the conferences was actually higher than during a real Cannes. For instance, in Cannes we have breakfast, the producers network breakfast, and we have tables, and each table we have 8 to 10 people attending with a guest and a moderator. We replicate that model in online, and instead of 10 people per group, per table, we had 15 to 20. So it was quite interesting. And also the conferences was much more attended than in Cannes. Many conferences went to 500, 600, 700 participants, when in Cannes it's almost impossible to get more than 200 or maybe 300 participants for conference because they have so many competition with other events. So no, I would not say it creates something which is more intimate. It's just maybe easier to navigate. You don't have to walk. You don't have to wait. So that's the positive aspect. It's actually to do next year. Next year, it's in actually 6 months, 7 months. Everyone hope it will be a physical event. Even if it's a physical event, we know that some people will not be able to attend. So it will be what is called a hybrid model. I'm not sure if it's a very nice word, but that's the reality. So it means that some people certainly will not be able to travel, or at least maybe they will not be willing to travel. with some fear, and also, as I was mentioning before, for environmental reasons and sustainability, they may prefer not to come this year and maybe wait another year. So with all of that in mind, we really have to create an event which is at the same time in Cannes and in the same time everywhere. That's not easy. For some elements, it's not very difficult. Let's say the screenings. Now we know it's quite easy to have a physical screening at Olympia 2 and at the same time to have the online screening in Olympia Digital 2. So that's the easy part. Something which is much more difficult to do is to have a networking event. I was mentioning those breakfasts. It's quite impossible to do those events hybrid, or people have to be around the table or they are in the Zoom room, but you cannot mix the two. So we are working on that. And of course, which is not possible to replicate is what is very nice, of course, being in a festival or an event, which is really meeting the people for real, having some drinks together, having some cocktail parties, some lunch. All of that is not possible. So now our challenge, I would say, for the coming months is to try to find and to invent the best models who can accommodate at the same time the people who will traveling and the people who will stay at home. So difficult for me to say if Argentine industry has weak aspects, because I will be killed by all my friends in a few hours. No, I think certainly. So Argentina is one of the most structured and strong industry in Latin America for the film, for cinema at least, and also we know how far it's a huge country in terms of stories and talents. So that's of course very strong, and also I think it's one of the most connected country with Europe, and the relation between Argentina, Spain, France, Germany, many European countries. So of course, I think the difficulty of the industry, the film industry now in Argentina, is also very connected with, unfortunately, the general economic situation in Argentina. And of course, I hope this can be coming better in the coming years. We know Argentina is always that situation, so I don't see any reason not to expect in the soon, and I hope very soon, that Argentina in general, but also the film industry, which will be much more present everywhere around the world. So that's a tough question, because I think Latin America is already very present around the world because of the Spanish language and the huge community of Spanish speakers, including in the US. I don't see really how improve that situation, because the connections are there, and I know the interest of the platforms is very strong for Argentina. When TV was stronger, TV also was very interested with contents from South America in general, and Mexico and Brazil and Argentina. So I think Latin America has to I would say, to suffer like many European countries to that kind of over presence of the US films and the studio films. I hope I'm not sure, but I hope that the change with the importance, the rising importance of the platforms can help more diversity. It's a hope. I'm not totally convinced, unfortunately, but it's a hope. And yeah, I know you are working really strong with those platforms, so I hope it will help. So Ventana Sur will have to be online too. We hope it was not the case, but we have no choice. It will be, I would say, quite similar to what we made in Cannes. We will use the same platform, and we will offer almost all the programs from Ventana Sur online for the participants from everywhere. One big difference, and I think we may be the first market to do that, is that we will have physical screenings in different cities. So at the time of Ventana Sur, from November 30th to December 4th, in Mexico City, Bogota, Santiago, Sao Paulo, Paris, Madrid, Milan, we will Madrid, Rome, sorry, not Milan, Rome. We will have for the distributors, for the professionals, for the sales agents, we will have physical screenings in cinemas. We will have, depending on the cities, 2 or 3 screens, and we will show Primaire Corte, we will show animation, we will show blood window films, but we will also show some Latin American films in Europe and some European films in the Latin American cities. So I think that's very interesting because, of course, most of the distributors are now fed up to watch only links and screens and films on small screen. They want to have the chance to see the film in real condition in a cinema. So it's something we will offer. But a part of that, yes, it will be quite similar to what we use in Cannes with the online screenings, with the virtual booths, with the online meetings, the networking events, the conferences, yeah, and most of that will be open to all the participants.